So yesterday we had a conversation on very basic like fundamentals about IT infrastructure and cloud infra. Uh, do we have any questions? If no, I'll go ahead. Just I'm sharing my screen. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me anytime. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Srinivas.
Yeah. So we talked about virtualization yesterday, okay, and the fundamental of the cloud. What is the cloud computing? Just I'm trying to revise the things. So cloud computing means it is the combination of virtualization and internet, we can say. So how virtualization means like the physical hardware, the physical computer, we can just split into virtual machines using this virtualization concept. Okay, so and that is the beauty of virtualization. So using that only cloud providers will split their machines into multiple machines and using internet from the both sides. So here one more term is missing: intranet. Any idea? Internet, that we can see, like if internet is there, every website we are able to access, that kind of thing we'll get to know. We'll simply go to Google and search for anything, it will give output. But here what about intranet? Intranet is a private network. How, like for example, if we consider any kind of bank like ICICI, if we consider ICICI Bank, if you go to ICICI Bank, one of a branch, that application, their internal applications are accessible in that premises only. But if we want to access that those internal applications, we cannot access outside the branch. So if they want to access that, they have to go to any other, they have to visit any other branch of ICICI. How that is means, that is interconnected directly, like direct connectivity is there among all the branches. That is the reason the connectivity is there, so that they are able to access their private internal applications. That is called intranet. This is private network, we can say. So there is a cloud computers, like public cloud is there, private cloud is there, that we will discuss in our following upcoming sessions. So let's get into the advantages over on-prem. I mean, I hope you remember on-premises means our own premises. Yesterday we discussed about it, and cloud means that is a remote and cloud premises which is provisioned by a cloud provider. Okay. So if we talk about this, the advantages: no capital expenditure required here. So what does it mean by this? For example, I want to establish my own company here. So I need to have my like premises. What is the capacity I'm looking for? For example, 200 seating capacity I'm looking for. I need to have that much of area, physical area required for that, and furniture and electricity, interior, everything I have to set it up. So this is one part. If I want to go and purchase my own server computers, then I need to have its own premises for is special for data center. So the data center needs to be established in such a way that the separate AC, separate AC. That AC also required more than regular AC, and electricity, 24 by 7 electricity, and manpower for managing network and system, electricity, everything. Manpower is also required. So much of things I have to invest. So it will double the cost comparatively. If I calculate this remaining interior and all, I have to pay double the cost for only data center. So if we go for this cloud computers or cloud data center, we don't need to go for these expenses actually. So the second thing is, here if we use, then only the charges will be there. Until and unless we don't use that, the charges are not there. So we can use, and just simply just for example, if I'll get a server and I use it, I can simply terminate it. So whenever I use, I can just pick it up and start using continuously. So there will be no charge if you don't use that. Okay. And one more thing, this one, getting a new server is as easy as clicking some mouse buttons, like just next, 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 next. That's it. We don't need to do anything apart from that. So very high available solutions without any extra. For example, if we are maintaining those resources, then we have to concentrate end to end. If any failures happen, we have to check what is happening. So many things should be there. And standby machines also should be there. But in this case, cloud providers only will take care of that. Our system will be available 24 by 7. Back end, what is happening, failures might be there at their end also, but we don't experience them. So we'll be using without any interruption actually here. So security, even as a owner also, we cannot get into that server without key. So nobody can hack our systems, and so much of security things are there in the cloud. Okay. So this is why we are going for the cloud. So let me quickly go to the console. So I hope yesterday I have shown you this, right? So today I'll just simply, these are the services you remember, right? So compute, and under compute EC2 is there. In EC2 instance, once I click launch instance, it will take me to simply North Virginia. Okay, I'm in North Virginia region. In North Virginia region, there is a data center. Like in each and every region, minimum 4 to 5 data centers should be there. Okay, so in one of a data centers, I'll be taken to that data center, and I'll give something called first server name. I'm giving. I'm taking Windows operating system, and this is the basic instance type, which contains RAM and CPU. So here, this is must and should the key pair. I'll explain each and everything later, but I'm trying to create one. So let's say first key also. Okay, we need to have this file. So I have the file got downloaded. Okay, it got populated. This is a network setting. I am just keeping it as it is. Okay, this is the also, this is security group. I'll explain detail. Just simply, just I'm clicking launch instance. It takes some time to provision. So if we go back to instances, we can see the status of this. So it takes some time. So all these servers that are provisioned, we can see here only. So in the bracket, the number should be available. Here it is saying 1. Okay. So it is still provisioning. Once it is available, we can simply just connect to that. So during this time, let us discuss how are we working remotely actually. This is running actually here. Start a check. So once available, I'll come back here. So why like how are we working remotely? So how the things are happening without going to office? How are we working remotely? That thing we need to know. Anybody have idea? Connecting servers remotely, remote connections.
Virtual machines?
Yes.
VPN, Srinivas?
Yeah, that is network connective. Who said that? Pradeep, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Pradeep. That is network, right? So that is network. That is fine. Without network, we can't connect to that. But the way. So I'll tell you. So for example, we are launching now Windows servers. Okay. So for connecting Windows servers, there is a protocol called RDP, right? So via RDP, we'll go ahead and connect remotely to that Windows machine. For example, Linux machine is there. Using SSH client will connect to that. Let's connect practically and see that it is still initializing. We'll walk you through. So how are we creating this account and all? But initially, just I want to show that. So actually, basically, why we need cloud here? Why we need data center basically? So before cloud, what do we need data center? For example, let me take this. Okay, let's assume I need a software. I need a software. So here, I mean, a software. That software will, let's assume, what can we consider? Zomato. Okay, Zomato. Actually, we used to use, everybody should be aware of Zomato. Simply, what do? We'll order our food and try to get it using this app or this application. Okay, so for developing this, what is required? So for accessing Zomato, our mobile phone is enough or our laptop is enough. But where this Zomato software is exists, so this Zomato complete this product exists in a remote location. Okay, where that remote location is, how does it work? Simply just by going forward, we'll get to know the architecture. Three-tier architecture should be there. Two-tier entire architecture should be there. So that is back end and front end, middleware technologies. Okay, so that we'll discuss. But just I am trying to explain you that this entire product exists in a remote location, that is called data center. So those servers accessible via internet throughout the world from laptop or any tab or any personal computer, whatever it is. Okay. So in that scenario, if we think whatever the server I am launching now, this is going to be accessible. So throughout the world, we can access. Okay. For example, I'm taking It's IP here. Okay, I'll say connect RDP client. Not require this. I'll get my password. This is the key. I'll take my password. Password is this. If I search for remote desktop connection, this is the utility to connect to that server. I'll take its public IP where it is. Otherwise, I can take this name also. Okay. Username is administrator. I'll just copy and paste. Copy and paste. Okay. Yes. Like this. So this is my personal computer. This is the remote server. Okay. So it takes some time to boot and launch for us. So what happened behind this? Simply, I'll again go back. When I just clicked on launch instance, so it has taken me to North Virginia, one of a data center. The data center is US East 1B. So availability zone means data center. Availability zone is a term used in AWS. Usually data center we used to call. Here in the AWS availability zone we generally call it. So US East 1B is the data center here. Okay. So this location our server is there. So I am trying to connect from India, Hyderabad, India, and I have connected using RDP protocol. And this is the thing, and this is the host name, instance ID. I said instance means server. Instance in AWS, instance means server. EC2 instance means this is the server. Okay, this is the private IP address, public IP address. So IP addressing part also we'll discuss in networking session. So this is the instance size. Actually instance type we have selected. So instance type contains the CPU. Okay, vCPU along with that like memory, RAM. So the size of that we generally select this. And availability zone as we said. So architecture, what is that, and memory, how much it is. So network type. So here the same thing, like computer we can see, but this is the server. This is the server computer. Okay. If you see, you can see like as our personal computer how it is same it look likes, but why it became server? Because the RAM and processor and everything, like whatever the components are there behind this, it has more capacity than our personal computer. For example, if I install any web server here, it is accessible by, I mean, throughout the world. Okay. So that we can give this IPR, whatever the DNS name we are providing, that we can give to the users and ask them to use this is the our web server, we can use this from today, we can say that. So not only web server, for example, Java application server or database server, whatever the required services is there, that we can configure here. Okay. So this is what actually virtual machine we are seeing here. Just wanted to show you this. And this is the what do you say, dashboard, EC2 instance dashboard. Here we can see under this so many services are there. We'll try to understand one by one. So all the details, launch time, everything, the platform, what is the type of platform, everything we can see here. Okay. If I don't want this, I am done with this, I can simply close this and go ahead and simply terminate or stop or reboot. These are the options. If I terminate this, so it is like going to be deleted. Okay. So likewise, we can simply launch services here and start using this. Okay. So this is a kind of like how we are provisioning resources and all. So these are all you can see, right? Security, networking, storage, everything. We have to just clear about it. So I'll quickly show you the storage part. Before getting into that, let's go to, if you go here, storage. Okay. So, for example, in my personal computer, I'll show if I go to this PC. Yesterday we have discussed about it, right? This is completely one hard disk. This is one hard disk. We have divided this into multiple drives. Okay. So this is the actually storage. What kind of storage we can say? This is the permanent storage, secondary storage. We can say this. Okay. In the same way, here also under this storage means this is the secondary and permanent storage we can say. Okay. So in this terminology, what do we call it? Like it is volumes. That is elastic block storage. We can say EBS. We can say. Actually, by saying this, it looks very simple, but it is very important. So without this, we can't launch any instance. Just try to like be with me for a few minutes. If you have any questions, please stop me. So this is the volume actually. This volume also virtual volume. So from hard disk which resides in a remote location, from there we are taking a small piece that is a volume. EBS volume we will say. Okay. So under EBS, under elastic block storage, if I click on volumes, so I can create volume. Okay, the type of volume and size, how much do I require, and which data center, which availability zone I have to. So, how many A1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 availability zones, 6 data centers are there in North Virginia region. Okay, so this is optional. We'll talk about the remaining things later. I can simply go ahead and create value. Okay, volume is getting created. This is a kind of hard disk. We can attach this hard disk to any existing servers. Okay, this is one thing. But we have not created any volume before launching instance. Okay, so how it was there? So by default, one EBS volume will get created while launching the instance along with this. So again, if I terminate that along with the instance, it will also going to be deleted. Okay. So here two things are there. By default, along with the instance, the device, I mean the storage volume which is going to be created, that is called root device, like root volume we can say. So that we can see like this slash dev slash sda1. That means what? That is a root volume. Here in our personal computer, we used to call it as a C drive. Okay, this is the C drive. This is the primary drive. Okay, primary partition we can say. Here it is a root partition or root volume. Okay, root device we can say that. Okay, so here one important thing you have to observe, that is like, for example, if I create volume, okay, I attach to instance, or I have created instance, that volume got created along with the instance. There is an option called not to delete that volume. Okay, if I select that option, volume remains there only. but instance will get terminated. So what about that volume? Volume remains like this only. We can use the volume. Okay, it is still getting created. We can use this is available now. We can use the volume for other instances and all. So, for example, if my instance is there like this, okay, and one thing in hardware level, we can see only two things. One is EBS volume, one is instance type. Rest all remaining are in backend AWS only will manage. So we will manage only these two hardware things only. One is volume, one is instance type. So where is instance type? Here it is. So this instance type contains, what does it contain? It contains vCPU and memory. Based on this, we'll simply select that type of instance. Okay. So sometimes what happens, we can change after installing, I mean, after launching the instance also, we can change instance types. Why do we need to change instance types? For example, I have a computer, I need to increase my memory and my processor. I can do that, right? But it takes that is a very toughest thing because we have to open that and change, I mean, those components and all. Here we can simply just select and change our required instances to like increase the capacity of our instance. We can increase the hardware, right? So here so many instance types are there, we can see. So if we change this, the value will be the same. The volume remains the same, but only these things will be there. Okay. Sometimes what happens means sometimes hardware failures may happen at AWS side. What they will do, they'll continuously send notifications. Maintenance notifications will be there saying that so and so time is the it is automatically going to be rebooted. Please reboot before the time to avoid your downtime kind of notifications we may face it. Why? Because something, any hardware failures happen. If we stop the instance and start the instance, what does it contain? EBS will be attached permanently to this instance, but not instance types. Getting my point? Instance types will be released and again attached. How does it, the mechanism they developed that if I stop the instance, instance types will get released and it will be utilized 24/7. Only EBS volume just be as it is, that's it. Yeah, that storage only will be with us, but the rest thing will be removed from here. And if we stop the instance, again if we start the instance, the same instance type which we used earlier, that will not come back. Maybe that available instance type only will come back and attach to that instance and will start working with us. So that is the reason, if anything hardware failures happen behind the scene, so that AWS team will ask us to reboot the system before this. I mean, the schedule they'll give in. Within the schedule, we are going and rebooting that server so that it will release that failure one and take the active available one. So that is the beauty. And one more thing, they are charging low because of this reason. Only the charges will be there for this EBS volume only. Apart from this, nothing is there. So the cost is more, vCPUs and the RAM cost is more. That is the reason. So when we are using this, that time only the charges will be more. If we keep this instance in stop state, there will be very less charges. So that is the thing here. So any confusion here? Maybe somewhat confusion should be there. Are you guys with me? So again, I should consider no questions, no confusion. Fine. So just that is the introduction about instance and instance types and this one more concept is there, but before that I'll just walk you through how are we creating account. So yesterday you had a question, right? How the practice for cloud practicing again, cloud utilization or cloud practicing again, we need to have our personal computer and sufficient bandwidth. That's it. So if I go to this link, what is this? So if I go to this link, I'll get go to sign in into the console. Here, if you scroll down, create a new AWS account. So here, your Gmail ID or whatever the mail ID you are using, that mail ID, and this is the name of your choice. Okay. Again, you can say simply verify email. Okay. You can try if you want now. So before proceeding with this, we need to have our credit card details with us. So we need to enter credit card details. They'll debit 2 rupees from our account, and again they'll credit back that 2 rupees to us for just validating our account. So just it will simply take you till the completion of the account. That is very simple. You try. If you have any doubts, will you can ask tomorrow. So just go ahead and uh, have the account and start using as I'm using here. Okay, here actually this is the root user because we have given root mail ID. Root user only we have to select. I am user is different, that we are going to discuss in our upcoming sessions. So then we can say next, and password I have already entered, sign in. That's it. So you can easily just create that account and start using like this. So after that, just come to compute, then EC2, try to launch an instance. Initially, just launch instance. You don't need to connect, just launch and terminate so that you can have an idea on this. Okay. So let's come back to again the story. So why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why data centers required? So that I hope you got complete idea. Again, I'll repeat again why we are using data centers or whatever the data centers on-prem and cloud data centers. So data centers we usually place our required servers. Okay, so here also we need a server. We need a server. That is the reason we are maintaining so many things. So here we didn't see only this server, this instance. Along with this, we have seen so many. So this is the name to just identification. This is the operating system, right? Here in this here in AWS Amazon Mission Image, AMI we used to call it. This is operating system. Usually in personal computer or in our physical hardware, wherever like server computer, if you want to install, we need to purchase this operating system. Like license is required, right? So it costs more. So here there is no cost for licensing and all. We are simply taking this. This is one component here, and architecture we are selecting here, and here instance type already, as I said here, vCPUs and memory, this kind of thing it is there. And key pair, okay, so key pair, what it does means, it will authenticate. So here key pair means two, right? So in that pair we can see two things, public and private key. Okay, so the key whatever downloaded here, this is right. So this is .pem, actually a pem type of key it is. So this is private key. So if we open this key, we'll simply see begin RSA private key. Okay, and this is the key. So what it does, while installing, like while launching the instance, that instance will have public key with it actually. That instance contain public key. So this private key which we downloaded, that will match to that public key. Then only it will allow us to log into this server, this instance. So this is the like utility for that. And the second thing and very important thing, this is the network. Okay, so for example here we are simply seeing and saying that data center, okay, looks good like that, I think. Yeah, this is a different image. Can you see any cables? These are all the cables. This is the network connectivity behind the scene. Okay, if we see front side, front side usually like this. Okay, we can't see any cables or any connectivity. But if we observe backside all the cable connectivity is there. So where the cables are going to connect actually? How are we, for example, this is a single server. I am trying to connect to this server. Where these cables are going actually? These cables are going to a network setup. Network equipments means, again, the switches will be there. These all the cables connected to the servers are going to connect to switches, then switches to routers to firewall. This setup will be there. So this much of setup, why do we require? To maintain only the required server, that's it. Whatever the required server is there, to maintain that thing only, this much of setup is required. The network setup, everything is required to maintain and managing this server, that's it. Apart from that, nothing is there. So this is a virtual machine. If I want to use, I mean, if I want to access this server, that also require complete thing. Okay, so virtual means this networking also going to be virtualized. That we have to understand. So cloud means everything is going to be virtualized. Our physical server, network, storage, everything, database, everything is going to be virtualized, and we are going to use that virtual things only. Okay, that is the reason we need data centers here. So what kind of servers we require? What does it mean? That we are going to discuss in our upcoming lectures. So this is the thing, and let me go back one step, and here we can see according to the requirement. I'll explain one by one. Okay, don't bother about the remaining all the things. I'll cover everything, each and everything. So here, this is the first thing. So when we are launching, it was asking about AMI, Amazon Mission Images. So these are all the AMIs. AMI means, already I told you, softwares, right? We can in real time we need to have so many things, so many operations on this and EBS volumes. Okay, so instance types, these are all the regular things. Okay, so here for example, if I want to search for any image, I need any Windows image. I search this. Okay, there is AMI ID. If I pick AMI ID, this is enough actually. I can get it because so many are there, 6,500 and something numbers are there here. Okay, so I can simply search among all the like list using this AMI ID. AMI ID is important. And if I select here private images, so private images means the images which are created by us, that we are going to create, and I'll explain you later. And owned by me, I only created. Okay, this account, this user only created, owned by me, that images will be displayed here. Okay, I have shown you this instance types and AMI volumes. Okay, these are key pairs is completed. Okay, step by step we'll cover. If we just simply see the dashboard, we can see how many running instances are there. These are not covered. Okay, key pairs, how many instances, total instances, these are running instances. Here it is total instances, stopped or terminated, whatever. We have one instance that got terminated. It will be available for some time, then it will be disappeared. No issues. Security group is a kind of firewall that will cover. Volume, one volume is there. Okay, we have created. If we keep as it is, again it is going to be charged. So I'll simply select and delete like this. Okay, so this is the dashboard to see this. If I see easy to global view, here I can see. So it is fetching the information. Okay, so enable regions. Regions means you should be very clear on this. Regions means locations. So here it is a region. This is North Virginia region, Ohio, California, Oregon, Mumbai. So these are the regions. Regions means the locations actually. So within that region, availability zones. Availability zones means, already I told you, they are data centers. You should not forget these terms actually. So data centers. So how many regions are there? Total seven regions are there. Instances, one in one region. VPCs. This is VPC means network. 17 region, 17 subnet means that's we'll discuss in networking sessions. So whatever the resources we launched, we can see in a global view. How many? The number we can see. Okay, like this. Yeah, fine. So any questions? Any questions still here? If we create account today, so we can increase our time to 10, 10, 10 like that. So create account today. Okay, and start practicing. But whatever you're doing immediately, you have to remove that, otherwise unnecessarily cost is going to be there. And one more thing I just need to show you that, uh, AWS free resources. Let's see. So if you see here, free AWS free tier, because this account is a free tier account. This is not a commercial account. It is my personal, right? So it is called free tier account. So in this free tier, the offers, three types of offers are there: free trials, 12 months free, always free. Okay. Free trials means there will be softwares that we can try for free for a period of time. Then the charges are going to be there. 12 months free. For 12 months, we can use a few services. Always free. Always we can use free. So based on this, you can just concentrate and use that. A few servers are there which cost more. You can see here. So if you select 12 months free, you'll see here EC2 instance 12 months free, but 750 hours per month. Can you see this? 750 hours. This is more than enough. So you can use this account till 12 months for this EC2 instance, and storage also S3 5Z 12 months free. Okay. And RDS is the database. Like this, all the services are there. Okay. If I uncheck and check for always free, how many are there? Free tier, DynamoDB free, Lambda free, SNS. These always free services are there. So this, like this, we can use trials. So what kind of? So these thing, 2 months trial. So these free trials are there. So period of time that we can utilize. So initially, try to just create account. Then let me know if you face any issues in creating account. We'll rectify tomorrow.